everybody, thank you for having me here today. My name is Ahmad البشير and I am the host of البشير show, an Arabic language satirical news program. Our next season is in October, so be sure to tune in. I am from Iraq, a place that many of you have heard of because of things that we do not want to be known for. The theme of the Human Rights Forum this year is resilience. But we are resilient every year. So this is the Oslo Freedom Forum. This is interesting. I've never heard of this freedom or human rights for that matter. To tell you the truth, as a young boy, I really did not know what human rights were. I cared about listening to the Backstreet Boys without my father throwing out my tapes or smashing the tape player against my face. I wanted my history teacher to hit me on the palm rather than the back of my hand because that would have hurt much less. I also wanted a really cute bunk bed. I thought the top of it would protect me from IEDs or F-16s or B-52s or laser-guided missiles. Maybe those were human rights. The rights to the Backstreet Boys, the right to be hit on the palm, the right to have the bunk bed I wanted. But that isn't enough knowledge for me now. Right now, I'm just going to open and read the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, since I don't know what it says. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. What? Seriously? The rights of every will be subjected to this is bullshit. Okay, after I'm done here, I'm going to call up some friends and tell them that we have these. I had no idea. I wonder if they know. But right now, sitting here, talking to you all, I'm feeling very inspired by this document. Since I want to tell you all about my home country, I have made a universal declaration of Iraqi human rights to let you know what we have in Iraq. Here they are. Number 1, Iraqis are born free, confined to their sect or religion. You're labeled, that's it. You have to live your whole life a certain way because of the sect or religion that you were born into. You spend your whole life defending something you didn't even choose. You fight and you die for it. Number 2, men have the right to do whatever they want to do. Number 3, women do not. Let's look at some examples. First, when you're a man harassing some woman, later on you can just blame it on her clothing. That short skirt shot me first. Those tight pants gave me the evil eye. It is completely logical then. Or, when a man rapes a woman, we see this as a problem, but we think a good solution is forcing them to marry. Right? Best of luck to the happy couple. And a man can beat his wife, his children, his sister, his female cousin, because he knows best. Men can do whatever they want, except if they open the car door for their wife. Then they're called a sheep. Number 4, you have the right to drive freely, no matter what. No driver license? No traffic lights? No problem. At intersections, it's you and your luck. You might die, it's fine. You have to find your own path through the traffic. It's beautiful, actually. It's just like finding your way through life. The exact same thing. Except in every intersection, you have to redo the whole thing again. Isn't that even more beautiful? Number 5, do not kill, with 500 exceptions, like killings are okay if you have the right foreign backers, or if it's Sunday. Mondays are okay if it's hotter than 3 degrees. Tuesdays if you have a green camo uniform. Just kidding, the whole week is for them. If they sleep with your spouse, it's a crime to not kill them. If your child scores on the neighbor's kid during football, then the kid's father has the right to come kill you. And many other reasons. I'm not going to waste your time and read them now. But if you think of a reason, it's probably listed. And I'm sure all of you who are watching, you think you are very free. But in Iraq, we are actually even freer. We can do whatever we want to do. Someone cuts me off in the traffic, I'll just go ahead and kill them in the next intersection. Instant karma! You see, we're actually much more free than you all are. It's very obvious. It's like the Wild West out here. You guys have to work hard to do the same things, like become a cop in the US or something. That's just so much work. Number 6, you do not have the right to take an AK-47 and fire in the sky. Except weddings, when you're sad, the national team wins, the national team loses, the national team come home, the national team flies away, the national team sleep, when your child is circumcised. Any other circumstances? For fun. Yeah, so when you see someone firing a gun, you can't just assume that you know how they are feeling. There are so many possibilities. It's useful very often. As a tribe member, You can also shoot at the balcony. Only the balcony. No people. I mean it. Not a door, not a window, not a wall, not a child. Only the balcony. To tell another tribe to visit you at your house to resolve an argument. It's an amazing sign that you're finally ready to talk about it. Which brings us to number 7. You have the right to jump into an approaching car and injure yourself. Then you have the right to shoot at the driver's balcony to demand compensation. All Iraqis are insurance companies for each other. Number 8. As an Iraqi, you have the right to buy the battery in your TV remote if it's not working. This is what we do. When the battery in your remote control dies, you can just take it out. I bite it. And bite it all over here. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. Only here. Only here. In the middle. Then put it back in and it works. This is an Iraqi life hack. I promise. You will need it one day. Number 9. A member of security forces has the right to close a street with thousands of cars in it just because he's upset. Sometimes he's just upset. He lost at his video game, or his wife yelled at him for smoking inside again. Just kidding. We all smoke inside. But he has the right to have his tantrum, and we have the right to sit in the traffic and wait for it to be over. Number 10. You have the right to express your opinion on anything, religion, politics, social life, anything between you and yourself. Number 11. You do not have the right to stop asking a married couple when they're going to have children. And you also have the right to keep suggesting random doctors to solve their problem. Because there's definitely a problem because they haven't had any children yet. Yes, these are almost all the rights that we have in Iraq. This is our universal declaration. To be honest, as a people, we never hear about human rights on the news. We only know it in the negative, the lack thereof. We never see them as a thing on their own. Human rights is always followed by abuse on TV here. We only know to look at the TV and think, oh, poor guy, at what goes on there. We grow up knowing only the feeling of pity or the feeling of revenge, of course. All of that just goes to show the resilience of the Iraqi people. They were promised the full human rights as part of a democracy, but these rights still have yet to come. Even though we've never heard nor seen these things called human rights, our people still go out day after day to protest for them. If you ask our government and the militias though, they'd say, of course we have human rights. How dare you suggest otherwise? Don't argue with us. We've got guns, okay? How could you even suggest that you can't express yourself freely? Everything is fine. You said all you wanted to say, right? Before we shot you. But I still learn the greatest lessons from the people around me in Iraq, whom I love very much, and who will one day see all their rights and their freedoms. And if anyone has a problem with what I've said, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for jokes, I can tell you I'm not funny. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long life in Iraq. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you do have a problem with what I've said, go now. It will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do, I will look for you, and I will find you, and I will shoot at your balcony. Thank you again to the Oslo Freedom Forum for having me here with these wonderful speakers. It's a pleasure to have been with you all. Thank you. Good night.